Welcome back to our new video, that is MCQs on biochemistry, and this is the part 3 of the series of videos on biochemistry. Okay, so the first question of this video is the coenzyme involved in the formation of acetyl CoA from pyruvate are option A thymine pyrophosphate, lipoic acid and FDA, or option B, that is pyridoxal phosphate, biotin and FAD, or option C vitamin B12, folic acid and vitamin C, and option D NADH, lipoic acid and vitamin A. So the right answer is option A, that is thymine, pyrophosphate, lipoic acid and FAD. So the coenzyme involved in the formation of acetyl CoA from pyruvate are thymine, pyrophosphate, lipoic acid and FAD. Okay, so move on to the next question, that is question number 42. So which of the following statement is right? And the options are each membrane has a characteristic lipid composition. Option B, all membranes have the same lipid composition. Option C, there is a slight difference in lipid composition of different cells. And option D, the lipid composition of ER, that is endoplasmic reticulum, and mitochondria are the same. And the right answer is option A, that is each membrane has a characteristic lipid composition. Okay, so this is the right statement among all of these four statements. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, that is question number 43. So here it is, the net reaction of the citric acid cycle or TCA cycle is option A, that is acetyl CoA plus 2 NAD plus FAD plus GDP plus phosphate plus 2 H2O 2 CO2 plus 2 NADH plus 2 FADH2 plus GTP plus 2H plus COA. So this is the option A, that is net reaction of citric acid cycle, or option B is acetyl CoA plus 3 NAD plus FAD plus GDP plus PI plus 2H2O 2 2CO2 plus 3 NADH plus FADH2 plus GTP plus 2H plus COA, or option C acetyl CoA plus 2 NAD plus 2 FAD plus 2 GDP plus 2 PI plus 2 H2O2 2 CO2 plus 2 NADH plus 2 FADH2 plus 2 GTP plus coenzyme A, or option D, that is acetyl CoA plus NAD plus FAD plus GTP plus 2 PI plus H2O2 2 CO2 plus NADH plus FADH2 plus GTP plus coenzyme. So which one is the correct net reaction of the citric acid cycle? And the right answer is option B, that is from acetyl CoA plus 3 NAD plus 1 FAD plus 1 GDP plus PI, that is phosphate, plus 2 H2O 2, the reaction goes to 2 CO2, the generation of compound is 2 CO2 plus 3 NADH plus FADH2 plus GTP plus 2H plus coenzyme A. Okay, so this is the net reaction of citric acid cycle. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, that is question number 44. So here, which of the following statement is correct about lipid bilayer? And the options are small molecule rapidly diffuses across a lipid bilayer. Option B, large molecule rapidly diffuses through lipid bilayer. Option C, molecules do not diffuse through lipid bilayer. Or option D, that is phospholipid are the only channel for diffusion through bilayer. And the right answer is option A, that is small molecules rapidly diffuse across lipid bilayer. So this is the correct answer about lipid bilayer. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, that is question number 45. So which of the following is not an enzyme linked receptor? And the options are option A, receptor guanyl cyclase, option B, receptor tyrosine kinase, option C, receptor tyrosine phosphatase, or option D, none of the above. And the right answer is option C, that is receptor tyrosine phosphatase is not an enzyme linked receptor. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. That is the difference between peripheral and integral membrane protein is peripheral protein is present on the membrane, where as integral inside the membrane, or option B, peripheral protein is water soluble and that an integral protein is not. Option C, that is both A and B is correct, or option D, only A is the correct answer. So the right answer is option C, that is both statement, that is both A and B is the correct information about the peripheral and integral membrane proteins. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, that is question number 47. So plasmalogens is a phospholipid that contains option A, alpha beta unsaturated ether at C1, that is carbon 1, or option B, that is unsaturated ether at carbon 1, option C, alpha saturated ether at carbon 1, or gamma unsaturated ether at carbon 1. So the right answer about the plasmalogens is option A, that is alpha and beta unsaturated ether at carbon 1. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, that is question number 48. So ionophores are hydrophilic molecules, or hydrophobic molecules, or neutral molecules, or positively charged molecules, and the right one is option B, that is hydrophobic molecules. So ionophores are hydrophobic molecules. Okay, so next question देखेंगे. Next question is, which one of the following statements refers to glycogen and which one refers to cellulose? So here four options are there. Which one represent the glycogen and which one represent the cellulose? So let's see. The first one is branched molecule containing beta 1,4 glycosidic bond, straight chain molecule containing beta 1,4 glycosidic bond, branched molecule containing alpha 1,6 glycosidic bond, or straight chain molecule containing alpha 1,6 glycosidic bonds. So which one is the correct? So here four options are present, that is first option A, that is 1 should be glycogen and 4 should be cellulose, or 2 should be glycogen and 3 should be cellulose, or 3 should be glycogen and 2 should be cellulose, or 4 should be glycogen or 1 should be cellulose. So the right answer is option B, that is number 2 is glycogen, number 3 is cellulose. So number 2, that is straight chain molecule containing beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage, is glycogen, and branched molecules containing alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage or glycosidic bond is cellulose. Okay, so this is the question. So move on to the next one, that is number 50. Which of the following supplies the two carbon unit that are added to the elongation of fatty acid chain? And the options are option A, acetyl CoA, option B, malonyl CoA, option C, beta keto acyl CoA, or option D, glucose. And the right answer is option B, that is malonyl CoA. So malonyl CoA supplies the two carbon units that are added to the elongation of fatty acid chain. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. That is question number 51. So the buffering capacity of a buffer is maximum at pH equal to 0.5 pK, or option B only pK, or option C pK plus 1, or option D 2 pK. And the right answer is option B, that is pKa. So buffering capacity of a buffer is maximum at pH equal to pK. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So the storage polysaccharide in plant is glycogen, amylose, or starch, or amylopectin, and the right answer is option C, that is starch. So the storage polysaccharide in plant is starch. So let's move on to the next question, that is cis trans isomerization of the polypeptide bond preceding an amino acid X is known to be critical in the folding of proteins by slowing down the folding reaction. So the amino acid X is option A isoleucine, option B tryptophan, option C proline, or option D histidine, and the right one is option C, that is proline. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, that is question number 54. So which among the following serve as hydrogen bond donor or acceptor? And the options are option A oxygen, option B nitrogen, option C sulfur, option D all of the above. And the right answer is option D, that is all of the above are above serve as the hydrogen bond donor or acceptor. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, that is question number 55. So molecules consisting of equal number of ionizable group of opposite charge, hence having no net charge, are referred as option A zero group ions, option B Zwitter ions, option B noble ions, option C mobile ions, and the right answer is option B, that is Zwitter ions. So molecules consisting of equal number of ionizable group of opposite charge, hence having no net charge, are referred as Zwitter ions. So next question is question number 56, that is cyanide poisoning is due to its direct inhibition of electron transport chain, or option B fatty acid biosynthesis, option C fatty acid oxidation, option D nucleic acid biosynthesis, and the right answer is option A, that is electron transport chain. So cyanide poisoning is due to its direct inhibition of electron transport chain. So let's move on to the next question, that is question number 57. So in humans, the largest energy reserve is liver glycogen, muscle glycogen, blood glucose, or adipose tissue triacyl glycerol. And the right answer is option D, that is adipose tissue triacyl glycerol is the largest energy reservoir for humans. So next question is question number 58. So RNA is considered as the first genetic material to be evolved on the earth. Which one of the following properties of RNA is critical for its functioning as the genetic material in the absence of DNA and protein? So the options are the presence of uracil as a base in place of thymine, or option B, the RNA is less stable than DNA, therefore RNA has higher probability to evolve as a genetic material as compared to DNA, or option C, that is the single stranded RNA has a genotype as well as phenotype, or option D, that is RNA exists in three forms while DNA has only one form. And the right answer is option C, that is the single stranded RNA has a genotype as well as phenotype. So that is the reason, that's why the RNA is critical for its functioning as a genetic material in the absence of DNA and protein. Okay, so let's move on to the question number 59. That is the chief amino acid that absorb light at 280 nanometer is lysine, or tryptophan, or arginine, or valine, and the right one is option B, that is tryptophan. So the chief amino acid that absorb light at 280 nanometer is tryptophan. Okay, so the last question of this video is what group of amino acid determines their vital biochemical functions? And the options are R group, PK group, or pH value, or proton group. And the right answer is option A, that is R group. So R group of amino acid determines their vital biochemical functions. Okay, so R groups are of amino acid are different for every amino acid. So this is the reason. So these are all 20 questions on biochemistry for this part 3 video. Okay, so thank you for watching this video.